I'm here in front of King Cullen in Island Park, right at the entrance to Long Beach. Why am I here? Because of this week's Parsha Shoftim, among many, many topics, deals with the Jewish king. The pasuk says, "Som tasim alech hamelech," you shall surely put over you a king. And many of the Mefarshim, the commentaries tell us, "Som tasim alecha," over you, means that you have to show tremendous respect to the king, and the king has authority over you. So when you see the king, you bow down to the ground, says the Rambam in the second chapter of the Mishnah Torah, of the Hilchos Malachim, in the Mishnah Torah, the laws of kings, which is the last area of halacha that the Rambam discusses. In the second chapter, he says that you bow down to the ground, and if the king summons you, you must go. But what's interesting is, and this includes a Navi, by the way, if a Navi were to walk in, we see this from a pasuk in Malachim, in the book of Kings, that the Navi bows all the way down. Nasan Hanavi, Nathan the prophet, bowed all the way down to the ground in the presence of King David. However, the Rambam says, a Kohen Gadol in the Beis HaMikdash does not bow before the king. The king should rise before the Kohen Gadol. And the Rambam also says that in the presence of the Sanhedrin, the king also rises for them and shows kavod Torah. And there's a way of showing kavod of the Kohen Gadol as well, kavod of the Beis HaMikdash. Rabbi Betzalel Stern, the author of the B'Tzel Chachma, asks a fascinating question. Can you refer to a king by his first name only? And now we know that Bathsheba, the wife of King David, referred to him as Melech David, the King David. But can you refer to him as just the first name? And he goes back and forth because that's not really considered respectful. He concludes that it seems perhaps during the life of the king you cannot refer to the king by his first name. He even is not sure if you can refer to the king by, calling him King David, King Shlomo, King Chizkiyahu. But, Your Highness, you see that with the president. Nobody calls the president by his first name or his last name. It's Mr. President usually. So a lot of these laws that we have in our society come from the Torah, come from the laws of the Melech. The B'Tzel Chachma, at the end, is not sure if even after death you can refer to the king just with his name. However, we should always show respect. This is the month of Elul, where we're doing tshuva, showing respect to parents, showing respect to our parents' friends, showing respect to teachers as people are going back to school. Showing respect is by not calling people by their first name, by learning to call people Mr., Mrs., Rabbi, Doctor, and referring to them with respect. Hopefully you will get respect back for that as well. Have a beautiful Shabbos.